Hey, it's Rhianna. Welcome back to my channel and another episode of Tasty Tuesday. Today I'm gonna be making roasted radishes. So if you are keto or low carb, you know that we can't eat potatoes. And I was literally a third potato before I started keto, and I really miss eating potatoes and potato products. French fries, mashed potatoes, just like lots of potatoes were in my life before keto. There are some things that you can use as replacements for potatoes, like cauliflower, and that's pretty much what I use like 95% of the time. But I have experimented into the world of radishes and they are really good. So far I've only used them in the crock pot with roast, but I know that you can make roasted radishes and supposedly they taste like roasted potatoes. So I'm gonna try out a recipe today. I just googled keto roasted radishes and basically all the recipes were kind of the same. Slice up some radishes, toss them in a little bit of butter, salt and pepper, or whatever seasonings and spices that you want to use. Put them on a baking sheet, bake them for a while, and that's it. So we're gonna try out this recipe. So what you're gonna need for this recipe is a bag of radishes, about a pound, 6 tablespoons of butter, 1 teaspoon of Italian seasoning. Now this does have carbs, but we're only using a teaspoon. I feel like it's really gonna be not a lot. But if you don't want to use that, you can make your own seasoning just with salt, pepper, garlic salt, or whatever, however you want to do it. I have that. I'm just gonna use it. I really don't think it's that big of a deal. The first step is going to be to preheat your oven to 400 degrees. Now we are still all in boxes here. Haven't moved into our new house yet, obviously. So all of my filming stuff is still packed away, which means I don't have my tripod. So you're not gonna be able to get the shots of me like prepping like you normally do. But what I'm gonna do next is clean and chop these radishes. I think I'm gonna quarter them, but I'll see how, it's either gonna be quartered or halved. But what you do is you just cut off the bottom. Let me pull out a radish. So this is what the radishes look like in the bag if you buy them. So the tops are already cut, but the bottoms have like this little tail. There we go, tail. So I'm gonna cut off the tail, and then I'm going to actually, I might slice off that. These ones don't look too bad. I've gotten bags before where the part that they, like right there, like I'm gonna cut that off on the ones that need to be cut, and then I'm gonna try to quarter them. We'll see how that goes. Butter is melted. Now I'm gonna add 1 teaspoon to the bowl. Add the radishes to your bowl with the butter. Carefully. Toss the radishes in the butter mixture. And then pour the radishes on the baking sheet. And yes, I want all the butter and the seasoning on the pan. And then spread out the radishes in a single layer. I'm going to put a little bit of fresh cracked pepper on top. And then I'm gonna place them in the oven for 15 minutes. Okay, so this is at 15 minutes. I just did a test on a few of them and they don't feel like they're quite done, so I'm gonna pop them back in the oven for maybe about 5 more minutes. Okay, so this is about, how much longer did I do it? So this was about 5 or 6 minutes longer in the oven, and with like a knife, well, that's my original hole, but they're pretty soft now. So I would say that they're done. I was hoping they would get a little bit more browned like a potato would, but as long as they taste great, I really don't care. So I'm going to plate a couple of these up, let them cool off a little bit, and then we'll taste them. Okay, here they are, a few of them on a plate. Let's try a couple of them. I'm nervous. Okay, it's really weird because in the crock pot, they're a lot more potato-like in their consistency, but in the oven, they're really moist. I'm trying to think of what I can compare it to. They're not bad, but I definitely get a lot of like juice. I don't know if maybe they need a little bit longer in the oven. The recipe that I had was for 15 minutes, so, and I did it for longer than that. I don't know. I think I'd probably stick to just making them in the crock pot, honestly, like with the roast. I even added an extra teaspoon of the seasoning, and they don't really have very much flavor, so they need they need some more salt. They're just a little bit too juicy for me, and I don't really like that. Okay, I put the broiler on high, and I put them back in the oven for a while. I'm not really sure, maybe 5 or 10 more minutes, because I'm really trying to get these to be like amazing. But let's see. Nope. Cooking them longer just seems to make them worse. They kind of remind me more like a green bean, honestly. Don't get me wrong, they're very good, but potatoes, they are not. So I'll probably only use these in roast from now on because I like the consistency a lot better. They're a lot firmer and drier in a roast than they came when you actually roasted them in the oven. So, but still, I mean, it's better than nothing, I guess. So that's it for this episode of Tasty Tuesday. Subscribe if you haven't already. Don't forget to click the thumbs up button. If you have a recipe that you would like for me to try, leave a comment down below and I will check it out, and I will see you on the next video. Bye. That's so fresh. I feel like that should be my thumbnail. If I could just have a moving thumbnail, that'd be hilarious.